Hey, welcome back, everyone. In our first segment, we were talking about our first impressions of the Xbox One, and my name is Hill. I'm here with Mike Gaines. I have Andrick way over here, and in our first segment, we talked about unboxing the Xbox One and the cables that are available to us, and also a little bit about the UI. Now we're going to go further into the UI and kind of talk about how the television setup is supposed to work with the Xbox One, because that was the whole purpose of Xbox One, right? It does other things than play games. That was Microsoft's focus.
Right. Yeah.
So, Mike, you're going to start us off with kind of what we're looking at here with the TV interface. I don't know. Is that Godfather?
No.
I was like, man, that does not look like Godfather at all. It looks like a shitty version of it.
Something from the 80s.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's definitely in that realm. But take us through it. How does Xbox One do its thing with this?
Yeah, so I mean, like I said...
He's holding up a knife.
Like I said in the other segments, I mean, you have a few ways of controlling it. You could either use the controller, you could use your voice, like, Xbox Select. Xbox Select. And everything that's in green is what,
So if you have a soft voice, you're going to have a hard problem.
Resume TV. So
it's snappy when it works, and I really like the interface because it doesn't feel obtrusive.
yeah.
Yeah.
And on the right hand side, you can see the channel shortcuts, like Xbox Select. It ends up showing all your previous channels that you've used.
Okay.
On the bottom, of course, there's...
So it's going to be
basic
very
controls.
awkward if you were watching, the Playboy channel, right? So,
Right.
the wife comes in and is like, oh, I see what you've been looking at.
But it was for you.
And you can't use the excuse that it's for the articles. Anyway. You kind of had some points that you want to point out about the UI of the TV and setting it up and actually dealing with it and actually wanting to use that aspect of it, Andrick.
Yeah, I had some issues with, I think... Well, one, I did have some issues setting it up. I had to start over a couple of times before it started working for me. My concerns is just, I think, when it comes to like a DVR, I've had to replace that a few times.
Right.
Myself, I had to send it in and all that. And, the DVRs are pretty expensive, but luckily the cable, pays for that bill.
So whenever you have a system that's always on, and there's a lot of electronics out there, it's constantly running.
Right. It worries me that, if this thing breaks, I'm out another $500 to get a replacement.
And it does have some moving parts. It has a fan in it.
It has a fan in it, and, it scares me because, I'm so used to just, like, when I want to play a game, I'll turn on the system. If I want to watch Netflix, I'll turn on the system.
Right.
It's nice that it's always on, but it scares the hell out of me that something's going to happen to it. In
fact, I would make a good bet that a lot of gamers share your same fear. And a lot of people haven't been pointing that out. No one had concerns about that before. Something always being on could actually potentially break down as well.
Right. And, I know TVs, my TV's on all the time. It scares me that, I just plopped down $500 for this and I don't want anything to go wrong.
Right.
So, that's my concern with this. And the other thing is, I'm not exactly used to shouting at my TV. My cat thinks I'm talking to her.
I'm very used to it. I'm a sports fan, so I yell at my television all the time.
I talk all day, so the last thing I'm going to do when I come home is talk to my TV.
Right.
I think it's a novelty right now, and like I said, I'm going to give it a chance. I'm going to try it out for a week and see how I like it. Right now, it's just it doesn't taste very good. It's not something I like. I think it looks aesthetically pleasing, but other than that, it's just I'm going to give it a shot.
Mike, do you have maybe some good experiences that you feel could actually, could you see this really growing into the future? Basically, to retort what Andrick is saying.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I've actually really been liking it. Like I think I mentioned it before that this morning I came into my room or my TV room and had both hands full, and instead of turning on the Xbox or turning on the cable box, turning on the TV, turning on my sound system, I just said Xbox on, and it turned everything on. So I like how it's able to stop listening. I like how it's able to actually control pretty much multiple devices. So
Right.
I thought that was really cool how it turns on the TV, turns on.
It's very convenient.
Yeah,
and,
really convenient.
and kind of efficient. And I want to point out too, like all three of us.
Not
are lazy
efficient, because we've had to say things a couple of times.
Yeah, so when it works great. When it doesn't, it's like, all right. I think they maybe rushed it a little bit.
Well, that's to be expected. I don't think anybody felt like it was going to work like perfectly out of the box.
They did.
Everyone except Microsoft thought it was not going to work outside of the box.
Well, it's Kinect, and I think you have to. I'm iffy about Kinect, and it always happens.
The human voice is a very, very intricate thing,
Right.
and it's a very hard thing for an electronic device to be able to take on a human voice, and that's just something that is a very difficult thing to work on, and it's probably not going to be improved on into the future. So,
But before we leave that, though, I do want to say that the really nice thing, though, is that you can still use the same remote
right,
to change your channels that you've been using.
and you can use smart glass,
And you can use smart glass too, but I really do like, I have issues with the Kinect right now, so I am still using my old remote to watch movies and all that stuff. So I do like that aspect. But that being said, if I'm using that my old technology, I shouldn't have to have the Xbox on.
And with that being said, they already have your $500.
That's
Anyway,
And me, I'm actually the opposite. I usually eat here in my TV room.
Right.
So if I'm eating a slice of pizza, if I'm eating a burger, I don't want to go put down the food, wipe my hand, and then pick up the controller. I just could say something.
Exactly. Bored.
and I gotta point out, like all three of us are like lazy bastards. So,
Welcome to the future.
right, exactly, and they have polarizing, opinions of Xbox One. So it's gonna be interesting. Not Xbox One, but basically the voice features of it.
One thing I also wanted to bring up about the TV segment is, you're able to do quite a bit. Xbox Select and One Guide. So I like how you're able to also see a TV guide. You could set up your favorites, which I actually already have a few of my favorites from some of the TV shows I watch. Yeah, Disney and Cartoon Network, shut up. And then it has the app channels that you could also put as your favorites, like
that's
YouTube,
cool.
Netflix.
To include it as like in your TV guide group.
Yeah,
I
to
never thought
include
of
in
it
your
that way.
TV guide. So that's what I really like about it. Other than that, I think it's also going to come in handy the Snap. I'm watching a football game tomorrow. Xbox Snap.
Holy shit, everybody's in this fucking movie. Dennis Quaid, Liam Neeson. What movie is this?
This is the 80s. This is when all the actors were like just starting out, so they all are in the same movie. Anyway, thank you for interrupting Mike. So you have Snap.
I'm serious. Everybody is in this movie. Anyway.
Yeah, there's the Xbox Snap. And so, it'll open up on the side, and tomorrow I could be checking my, stats on the NFL.
I do like the party feature. That's kind of cool, that if you want to watch with somebody else, watch a movie or something like that, you can get on Xbox.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
I
I see pirating very soon with that, but that's cool.
guess.
Yeah,
I don't know if they see what you're watching, but I think you can all kind of just be and talk together.
Oh, okay.
So, like, if you're watching sports or whatever.
Right.
Go sports.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I really like it. And the other thing is you could also, have be playing a game on the main screen and then snap something and actually snap the TV channel off to the side.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
So that's really neat. Like I said, tomorrow I'm going to be using the NFL, so...
Watching what team?
The Cowboys.
Oh.
That's right.
You see?
The feet ball?
The feet ball.
And what happened is Xbox One just turned off once you said that. Okay, so all right, so we basically got a gist of like the TV UI. We're laughing at the loading screen. It's just like spazzing out there.
Yeah, it was cool.
But what we want to talk about now is like what games we're currently playing.
Before we get to that, I just want to say another thing. It does take forever for things to launch on this thing. To start up the system, that's one thing I've noticed is from the Xbox 360 to the Xbox One is that it takes forever to do anything. And I'm sure it's just a tweak and an update, but it just seems like it's not as snappy as the 360.
Most Microsoft products are
Well, like I said, the 360 was pretty good at it. I can go in
well,
there.
that's true.
It
I mean,
launched
that's
pretty
fair.
fast. But anyways, so.
All right, well, since you are... What were you going to say, Mike?
No, I was going to say, but Go for it. What
Yeah,
kind of-
yeah. What games were you playing currently now?
I was playing PS4 all week
Right.
last week, so I finished Killzone,
Nice.
which was pretty decent.
Shadowfall, right?
Yeah, Shadowfall. It's pretty decent as a first-person shooter. Every level was something different, which I appreciated. Story was okay. I mean, it wasn't bad. I've played worse first-person shooter games, that's for sure. But if you're a Killzone fan, it is a complete different type of feel than from the other ones.
Ooh.
Which is not bad. It's not a bad thing because it was kind of getting dated. Everything was really dark. If you ever played Killzone, lots of metal. So
Now
this
it's
they
shiny
changed it
and
with color. Yeah, lots of blues.
Killzone now with color.
Now with blue. The other thing I popped in after that was Knack, which I freaking love that game. As far as a platformer go, if you like platformers, there's a lot of issues with cameras and all that stuff. I feel whoever made that game really had an idea of platformers and all the issues with that. I'm about 1/3 of the way through. I feel like my character is evolving as far as powers goes, and I'm not a fan of the artwork just because it's a very DreamWorks type feel.
Right.
I'm more of a Pixar type fan. So it's very Shrekky as far as the way characters look.
That experience can
although I did like the first Shrek, don't get me wrong. But that was probably the only DreamWorks
it doesn't like DreamWorks kind of has that more serious tone to it, so it doesn't, because a platformer it hangs its hat on being whimsical.
Yeah, and it is. It has some very whimsical things. It's just the art itself, the way characters look. I'm just not a fan of.
Right. Okay.
But the gameplay is amazing. So I do like it.
And the graphics.
The graphics are when it comes to that, I'll say this, that it's not doing anything that the PS4 couldn't do, or PS3 couldn't do.
Ooh.
That's not a bad thing, because I really do think that a lot of games that I'm playing now are pretty much feel the same. Like even Killzone, I feel like they could have got away with this on the PS3.
I see what you're saying. Maybe the developers are kind of, it's either two things. They were kind of rushing their game out so they could have something for launch,
right? Or
they didn't really have time, or maybe it ties into the same thing. They didn't really have time to say, okay, let's really try to push the hell out of this console.
Yeah,
or have it available to them to be able to push that time.
It's their first foray into that market, so I don't feel. Like, I'm sure, Killzone looks very pretty, and I'm sure a lot of the prettiness couldn't be pulled off on the PS3. I haven't really gotten that feel of I'm playing a next-gen game yet.
Okay. And that typically happens around
and that typically happens. I probably won't feel it until about next year, I'm hoping.
Right. Uncharted?
Yeah.
Uncharted.
Last of Us 2 again.
Right.
So
the end of us.
Right.
Yeah.
So I did that, and then I picked up some other games. I picked up a couple Wii U games, which was Mario 3DS, which I haven't played.
Putting in that support.
Yeah. I picked up Link Between Worlds, which I'm loving right now. I'm probably like 20, 30 minutes in. But it's definitely kicking up that nostalgia I have for being a Zelda fan. And I picked up Dead Rising, and the other one, which was, I can't think of right now. Oh, Call of Duty.
Oh, I forgot about all this gold that I'm carrying around.
Right, yeah, so many games. It's like another fucking job. But I haven't played any games on the Xbox One as of yet.
Okay.
I've been playing around with the UI.
How long have you been playing around with the UI? How many hours?
Pretty much all night last night.
So
it was a good while.
So you've been playing Xbox One and no games on the Xbox One.
No games on Xbox.
That's the point I want to make out. Anyway, okay. So Mike,
I'm done.
Unless you had another point.
No, I'll have more points later.
Well, I've been playing Assassin's Creed 4. I think I'm like maybe halfway through it. I hope.
Are you living your pirate wet dreams?
I am. Not being a butt pirate.
With scurvy. Did they have like scurvy and shit?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like a pirate. It's really cool. I mean,
Arr.
Arr.
Because supposedly you're like going and attacking other ships, and you can like pillage and plunder. And...
Yeah, I mean, that's actually what I've been really enjoying. I mean, I've been doing a lot of the game, but I've really been just having fun going after other ships, blowing them to shit.
Illegal
and-
downloading, all the pirating type of stuff. All right, that was terrible.
Wrong type
okay.
of pirating.
Okay, that was terrible.
The pirate bays.
But yeah, I mean, I've actually really been enjoying that. PETA's gonna hate me because I've been spearing whales. I mean, that's also been one of my favorite things is killing the whales and sharks.
And eating them.
But the difference is in this game the whales kill back though, right?
Yeah, actually, I got killed.
The whales will fuck
They
your
will
shit
kill
up.
you back.
They will
Yeah.
fuck your
Actually,
shit up.
The white whale actually kicked my ass.
Yeah, wait until you get to the black and Mexican whale.
There we go.
I kicked the killer whale's ass though.
The whale's like, hold on, you want to fucking throw a harpoon? Take
You
this tail,
orca.
asshole. Right?
But yeah,
Peter
it said,
ain't got
screw you,
shit on me."
Shamu. No, but
I don't think they'll be mad because it's all virtual, so it's not.
No, I'm sure they'd be angry. Figure out something.
But other than Assassin's Creed 4, and that's another thing, tying into what Andrick was saying. Playing Assassin's Creed 4, I actually didn't feel like I was playing a next-gen game. Since it's, to be fair, it wasn't made specifically for the PlayStation 4.
Right.
On the other hand, I actually have been playing Rise on the Xbox, and that actually has made me feel like I've been playing a next-gen
Right.
game. That game, visually, is absolutely stunning, I
Right.
think. I know it's been getting a lot of, trash talked about it
It's
because
got a lot of bad reviews.
yeah,
Because it's a hack and slash or something.
yeah, and I mean it's a hack and slash. What do you expect? There's only so many moves.
Well,
I don't know. There are good hack and slash games. Like God of War is one of them. And
well, even it is getting long in the tooth.
well, yeah, but I'm just saying there are.
Yeah,
good
I see what
ones.
you're saying. Right.
But-
I mean, in the concept of Rise, I was really hoping that it was going to become like a strategic game.
Strategery.
Strategery. No, but like you can actually figure out how the army is going to tackle like the kingdom and put navigate your troops
It's
properly.
more of an RTS, though, right? As opposed
Yeah, but the last RTS that's kind of in the 3D factors with XCOM, and it's gotten great reviews,
great.
and that concept worked, right? So
Yeah.
wouldn't that be great to have it in a same environment as Rise?
Oh, I agree completely.
Anyway, so they got bad reviews.
Well, and like I said, it's a hack and slash, so I wasn't expecting much. I mean, I knew that the visually it was gonna be stunning,
looks
and it
beautiful.
looks beautiful. Yeah, it's a really gorgeous game. The story's there, but like every hack and slash, I mean, it's the same moves and it gets repetitive.
Okay.
But I mean, yeah, God of War is a great hack and slash, but the same bad reviews that Rise got because that was so repetitive and with a lot of the moves. I mean, the same could be said for God of War. I mean, it was the same.
I don't know. I felt like my character was evolving with God of War, and even though it is hack and slash, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
It
and
had
that being
different, it had
said,
different dynamics as well. 'cause
Yeah.
it would move the environment.
that being said, I haven't played this game. I'm very interested to see how it plays.
Yeah, 'cause you
I
might
haven't
have a
touched
different
it.
perspective.
Yeah, games do surprise me every now and then.
Um,
Knack was one of them.
Well, I mean, with Knack, Knack got great reviews. Like people
Well,
are like, "Fucking."
I don't know.
Um,
Some people gave it some shit.
Yeah.
Some people shit all over its mouth.
Well,
And-
they never had a childhood.
yeah, but
It just skipped right into adulthood.
but I think maybe whoever reviewed it wasn't a platformer type person, or maybe they were expecting a lot more.
Oh, that's a whole nother segment.
Yeah,
argument
yeah.
for that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was a platformer too, so
Okay.
sorry. But I am interested in Rise.
and I'll land it.
Is
to you,
it is
but-
the fighting kind of like Batman in a way, where it's like somebody attacks you, you block them?
Yeah,
type thing?
actually, it is very much like that. Yeah, you have multiple people attacking you. You press a button to kind of deflect and go.
Because I love that fighting mechanic.
Yeah, you played in
Batman.
Remember Me, right?
Yeah,
That was the
yeah.
same
So
dynamic.
yeah, I love that type of where it's fluid and things feel natural
Mm-hmm.
and there's no like stopping points.
Yeah, and I
That,
think
that's what's got me interested.
I think what was really repetitive in it was you could do the QTE kind of events like whenever. I mean, you don't have to, but it's you could get more health, gain more experience. That's actually when you see a little skull on top of their head.
The God of War.
That's
effect.
when, yeah,
That's
that's
the God of War. Effect.
yeah, exactly, and that's when you could do the QTE to be able to gain more health or gain more experience.
It sounds like they were kind of trying to hurry up and put out a God of War game before God of War came out. Would
on
that
the
be a good
Xbox.
assessment? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Or just make their own little genre to carry on. So I think like maybe in 2 years when Rise 2 comes out, they'll take all those notes and make it better. So
Yeah,
Okay.
and I think it could be better, but so far I'm enjoying it. Next, I've actually got Dead Rising 2.
Dead Rising as
3,
well.
sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah, Dead Rising
Dead
3.
Rising as well. Or 3. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm excited to play that. Then
It
on
looks
the
good.
old consoles, I still need to finish Grand Theft Auto 5.
Slacking.
Yeah.
It's a short game. There's not much to do in Grand Theft Auto.
I know, right?
You can finish that in a day.
yeah.
As far as me, I haven't been playing anything because Xbox One and PS4 are pretty expensive collectively. So I am definitely trying to decide between the two. And that's something we're going to talk about in a whole nother segment is our comparison between PS4 and Xbox One and our experiences and which one you actually have to pick when it comes said and done. The $500 machine or the $400 machine.
Yeah.
All this gold is so heavy.
It is. It's true. You're going to go
That's
blonde
the name,
brunette.
that's the name
Which
of this
one?
podcast. All right, so we'll catch y'all guys in the next segment. Have fun.